Obviously, an extremely exciting time. I could not be more thankful and appreciative to the people of the city, our university, everybody involved with this process. I personally feel like a kid that just walked into a candy store that was built by everybody else, and I just get to enjoy the wonderful treats. I want to start by thanking our team. So we tend to forget sometimes with all the things that are going on around this. We have a bunch of young men that have worked really hard to get us to this point and give this kind of opportunity for the city and for the university. I want to thank, of course, Coach Norvell and our entire staff. I also want to thank ESPN. They've been tremendous partners in many, many ways to us as a conference and as an institution, and they've been great to work with throughout this process. I tell you what, the city has just been tremendous. Mayor Strickland, Ken Moody, all of our friends of the city to help us jump in here and figure it out. And I also want to thank, in particular, just over the last several hours as this has come together on Beale Street, all the merchants that are down there, all of our partners, FedEx Forum and others that have really been willing to jump in and help make this tremendous opportunity happen. So, we invest a lot of money and time and resources in college athletics, and in many ways, this is a great example of why we do that, right? Because the type of exposure and opportunity that's presented to both our city and our university and all the folks involved. So with that, I'll open it up for questions. In many ways, it just provides sort of a shining light on what we all know around here, what I've got to know here in the last several weeks about all the special things that are happening here. As you mentioned, we have a lot of top programs. We also have an incredible university that is now a Tier 1 university. We have things going across this city that, as I learn every day about just all the positive momentum that's going on around here, and this provides an opportunity for the nation to see what's happening right here in Memphis. It really is an incredible opportunity. It's almost hard to gauge or measure the amount of exposure and value that brings to this institution and to the city. As you're going through it, in our world, all we're thinking about is logistics and parking and staffing and all the challenges that go on in it. And then when it happens, you sort of sit back and realize, wow, what an amazing moment for everybody involved. So I hope all the Memphis fans everywhere, student athletes, former student athletes, coaches, all appreciate that. Every little piece sort of builds up to this kind of opportunity. There's no question it is a team effort. One of the things that I shared in one of the meetings we had yesterday is just how impressed I've been in such a short time frame with the ability of everybody just to sort of jump in here and help make it happen. Frankly, it's not that way everywhere, but you can tell that the city and the university really embrace each other. The university and the athletic department really embrace each other, and there hasn't been sort of, territorial issues or challenges. Everybody's had this attitude that, wow, what a great opportunity. We're so thankful that ESPN has chose us. We think we're certainly deserving, and we know why. But the attitude and approach has been awesome. It's been tremendous. Yeah, certainly it's their show and it's their decision. From our standpoint, our role over the last however many hours it's been since this whole thing kind of came out. Jeff Crane in particular has not got much sleep, but our role has been just to present the options, right? I mean, it's their show. They have the expertise and the knowledge, and they know what they want to bring. So we provided those different options. We looked at places on campus, certainly the Liberty Bowl, Beale Street, and in the end, they decided that that opportunity to display Beale Street. And to me, what's really exciting about that is that's something that sort of sets us apart, right? So as we're thinking about recruiting and sort of displaying what the University of Memphis is. We're going to have every chance to brand it as the University of Memphis and the Tigers. We're going to have Tiger fans down there all over the place. But, this is a tremendous city, and, the university and the city are in many ways one and the same, that, we are the University of Memphis. So that kind of sets us apart. And I think ESPN looked at it as an opportunity to do something a little different and a little cool. And we're excited about their chance to do it. Mm-hmm. Right, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. I think it is, particularly when it is the University of Memphis, and just that name in itself, to me, sort of describes that connection between the city and the university. And because of the city of this size being so embracive of the university, it creates opportunities like this that are a little unique. So why not display that? A lot of what we've just been talking about, I'd say over the last hour or two, as an example, is transportation and parking. And we've been assured that there's like 4,000 spots just in that immediate vicinity. The FedEx Forum has been great already. Just in the last little bit, I learned that they're going to open up the FedEx Forum lot starting at 5:00 a.m. It's going to be $10 a car. People can come in and out there. There's all those kind of logistics. Certainly, closing off the street, working with security, police. All the merchants down in that area, and making sure they're on board and supportive. So there's a lot of things that need to be figured out. But what's been great is there's been no hurdles or issues. Everybody's just trying to figure out how to make it happen. The exact stage, Jeff, can you tell me? I know he was out there this morning, and I've been to some meetings, so he may know. Mm-hmm. Good. I know they were looking for different options, and I hadn't heard the very latest. So thanks, Jeff. Yeah. Well, what's special about the game day experience is that it goes beyond what people typically see with a football game, which is centered around the stadium itself. Now with game day being hosted here, it becomes about the city and about the university, and there's opportunities to really display all the good things that are going on campus. And really beyond just the game itself. However, I do want to remind folks that we have a very, very big game Saturday night as well. So we can't forget, and I keep telling our staff this, we can't forget that we got to do everything we can to make that an incredible experience and support our players and our team. I will tell you that we've just announced a flash sale on tickets. We've had over 1,000 tickets sold just in the last hour since that took place. So it's going to be really important that we support the team there. But the opportunities are on both sides, both game day in the morning and then national television at night. So it's going to be a big, long day. I'd encourage all the fans to come out in the morning, plan your nap time, get a little rest in between, and then come out for the game in the evening. They have asked our input. We have provided some thoughts. It's certainly their choice. Beyond that, I won't make any other comments. Right? Different great Memphians, let's put it that way. Absolutely not. Clearly, everybody else before me had a lot more to do with this than I did. But it is interesting going through this planning process at a place that hasn't hosted it before, because at Florida and other places I've been, Jeff as well, it's sort of established and set. So this this time frame, and people have been wondering why it hadn't been announced, and really it's because we're working through a process of doing it at a new place, right? So they had needed to work through all those options and get some of the logistics set, whereas other places they've kind of done it before, so they know it's sort of plug and play and ready to go. So it's exciting to be able to kind of help build it. we're starting to work through a lot of those things now. We haven't ironed out all those details by any means, but there will be a lot more information coming. So I've been talking to our staff about providing a Q&A, making sure we're doing email blasts out to all of our folks, making sure there's opportunities. President Rudd and all of our university folks have been, very supportive about the idea of providing opportunities for ways to students to get down there. So we're gonna work through all that and announce it as soon as that information is available. It's probably been on our radar about the same amount as the fans. No, of course, we have sort of quiet conversations in the background about, hey, this could possibly be going on, or let's think about when the planning could be, and then you get little communications and updates as you go through the process. Of course, after the game on Saturday night, we were notified that they were going to come the next day and start looking at the sites and working through that with us. So it's been pretty much constant since that point, and it's been a lot of fun to go through it. It did. It's there's quite a bit of anxiety, just like every Tiger fan out there. I suddenly felt like I was really, really engaged and supportive of what we're going. I am immediately 100% fan, because I know the opportunity that this presents to the university and then to the city and all of us. So watching that field goal, you kind of know what's riding on it is pretty important.